The oil price is teleported from $84 all the way up to $93 recently, and both the US and Iran have fired shots at different vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. And we're going to be talking about everything you need to prepare for this week. So we have some very, very interesting footage coming in from the Strait of Hormuz, Iran's response to this, and how this week could be the week where this whole thing blows up again, literally. And we're going to talk about some economies at the end of the video. They are becoming hostage to this situation. And not only that, there are big warnings out there right now. If you're not prepared, get prepared for grocery prices to go up and shortages as well. It's going to become a reality, and potentially it's going to get way, way worse. So if you enjoy these updates, we talk through the oil, gold, silver, markets, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to grow the subscriber count, and I hope you guys get value out of it. And I'll give you both sides of the story so you can make up your own mind as well. And I'll give you guys my opinion as well. And guys, let's get straight into it. So obviously, oil price going up. Oil is not liking the situation that is unfolding. The last 48 hours over the weekend. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. It's a good time to try and relax. But having said that, it's Monday now, so we get back into the action. And it says right here, over the last 48 hours, Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz. The US claimed peace talks would resume with Iran tomorrow. Iran has backed out of the peace talks with the US. Iran has accused the US of plotting a surprise attack. The US has struck and seized an Iranian vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has denied Trump's claims of giving up uranium enrichment. There appears to be severe distrust on both sides of the table in this conflict. Trump says no deal this week would be detrimental for Iran. Futures open in 2 hours. And the futures have opened up already, and you can see everything is going up. So oil's going up, but I'd say the S&P 500, guys, down 0.5%. It dropped actually all the way down to 7,080 points. Currently it's at 7,100 points. But I would like to just add some more context right here to give you the full picture. Iran doesn't want to do peace talks while there is a blockade currently in place. And they also wanted that ceasefire in Lebanon, which hasn't really been a proper reality just yet. So look, I think hostilities and mistrust is at all-time highs on both sides. We've actually had escalations from this as well. So of course, so oil going up. Have a listen to this audio. So this is the audio coming in from an Indian tanker, and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard they claim they didn't give permission to this Indian tanker, and they actually fired upon it. So this is actually the audio transcript. Let's have a listen into some of this.
This is Motorangastan Marhedal. You gave me clearance to go. My name second on your list. You gave me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back.
So there you go. Confusion reigning in the Strait of Hormuz as that Indian tanker gets fired upon and turned around. But not only that, we also have this. So the US, and Trump has actually commented on this, they have potentially shot into the side of an Iranian tanker, right? So this one, I won't show the full clip because we're going to keep this YouTube compliant right here. But this is the warning audio before they start firing.
Motor vessel Toska, motor vessel Toska, vacate your engine room, vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
And following that, the US opens fire on that tanker. So obviously this has set more and more escalations heating up. And then in addition to that, there's even been further escalations. So right here, according to Iran State Iran Tasman News Agency, which is affiliated with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, it's claiming that Iranian forces attacked some military ships with drones in response to today's US attack on the Iranian flag Tuska that we just watched in the Gulf of Oman. So they are saying right here, the American terrorist military forces attacked the container ship. After that, the Iranian forces also attacked some American military ships with drones. And then Trump has seized that tanker, and Iran had previously announced that it would retaliate against American action. So we are seeing, look, this is the prelude kind of military action before we probably see a big attack. So I have seen, look, rumors circulating on on different types of radios out there that they're all preparing. The US is preparing for a big attack this week. That is what the intel is, suggesting. But of course, we'll wait for that actual confirmation to come through with actual evidence. And someone else who has been firing shots at the president of the USA is no other than Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff says right here, The most likely explanation for Trump's truth social lies about Iran on a Friday is market manipulation. If so, Trump insiders must have made billions. The next likely possibility is that Trump is either delusional, incompetent, or a combination of both. Either way, it's not good. And then he goes on to say right here, it's interesting that none of the mainstream media outlets are interested in reporting about how Trump has banned me from Fox News for telling the truth about rising prices. As much as the left hates Trump, they hate actual free market conservative libertarians even more. So Peter Schiff coming out accusing Trump of market manipulation. And there have been allegations that Trump has been, manipulating the markets, particularly what he's been saying on Truth Social with some statements about peace deals that the Iranians have quickly come out to refute, because what happens is the market tends to react to what Trump says. They take it as a fact when it might not actually be the fact, and it reverses. And what's happening is some big entities, some groups, maybe some individuals, they're placing literally billion-dollar trades on some of this action, and they're making away with like billions of dollars of profit during this conflict. So that's what's been happening, and that's what Peter Schiff is accusing Trump of right here. And the Iranians, what are the Iranians saying? So you get the full context. This guy is trolling. He is no other than MB Ghalibaf, and he features quite prominently in our videos. And he comes out saying, vibe trading digital oil is like vibe hedging in treasuries during Hormuz risk off. Both share one house of cards that work on paper. Difference, oil at least has dated Brent, treasuries vibes all the way down. So he's kind of alluding to the fact that, oil is more of a real asset, whereas treasuries, he's saying it's more of a vibe asset. And to some degree, that's true. So US treasuries, you guys know, look, infinite money printing, infinite government spending, trying to tax people more and more every year. That's what most governments do. It's not just the US. I'd say, look, Australia's the same deal. I'd say most Western countries are the same deal. And they're just like massive growth. There's just a massive growth of monetary spending and debasement of currency. So that's what they're saying. There is an eerie silence on top of that. So not too much communications except for just calling out Trump. What Trump's saying is false, basically. And I think both sides, they are probably preparing for this war to break out. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. Most likely it is looking to be this week as the ceasefire ends. And look, this is the real damage that people need to pay attention to, right? So understand this from this video, guys. Look at this. This is a disaster. This graph is an absolute disaster. It's like a crane wrecking ball, just swinging, getting ready to wreck these economies. And it already is starting to wreck economies. So you're going to start to see, probably in your local country out there, things are going to get more expensive, right? In Australia, they're saying the Australian economy is now hostage to this situation in the Middle East. And to some degree, that is true, right? So the economy is potentially in the getting wrecked phase as this situation escalates. And you can see right here, they're preparing the public for price rises. So they're just not saying if, they're saying it is going to happen, right? So grocery prices set to surge due to shortages caused by the war with Iran. So they're going to come into effect soon. So again, if you're watching this video, guys, it might be a good time to stock up on food. Food's not going to get cheaper. I don't think it's going to get cheaper at all. The supply of fertilizer, guys, you guys know it's going down, right? Farmers got to grow stuff. And they're saying in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we'll see products such as milk and bread have price rises. And if they're not already going up already. So you can see right here as well, fertilizer in the last 6 weeks has doubled, almost, heading towards triple territory, $800 a ton to $1,800 a ton for farmers out there, and prices are going back up, and they're saying this might be worse than the previous situation with lockdowns. So a 20% increase needs to go right across the board, as majority of milk does go into cheese. And look, the issue with this is, guys, you're not getting paid 20% more at your jobs, are you? So people are going to get squeezed more and more and more. And you know what the other factor is for this is, look, food prices are going up, right? What do you think the central banks are going to do? The central banks are going to have potentially no other choice but to raise interest rates. So if you have a mortgage, like most other people out there, what's going to happen is your mortgage is probably going to go up with the central banks increasing interest rates to fight inflation. And the situation just becomes, worse and worse and worse. So again, just prepare for this. as this situation escalates. And if we have a look right here at the financial markets, how are we reacting right now to all this news for gold, silver, and the stock market? So the futures opening up negative today. We have oil teleporting upwards. So again, if we do get a big conflict this week, you might see oil go back to its big highs recently. So if we zoom out right here, say on Brent oil, you're looking at $90 currently, but this could potentially go back to 100, 108, depending on how bad the situation gets. Gold is actually holding up pretty strong, so it hasn't really had much of a big sell-off. It did dip down to about 4,700, but that's looking quite good, right? Gold's actually starting to build some resilience to the financial markets because, again, look, people are going to be struggling to allocate their capital right now. They're not going to know really what to do because, is investing into US dollars, US treasuries really safe? I don't think it is, but that's where most of the money has been going. But people are going to look to assets such as gold and silver and maybe other commodities such as copper to preserve their wealth. Look how well copper is performing. Look, copper is doing really good. $6.13. Where's the dip? No dip on copper. Platinum doing good. So again, commodities, silver, gold holding up, pretty decent, I would say today. But just remember, look, when the markets do get extra spooky, sometimes you can see crashes in these prices. But we'll just see how bad the situation gets. So, the big question is, do the sides escalate? Do we just see missiles fly through once the ceasefire does fully end? We're going to stay tuned for that. So if you guys want the next update, guys, subscribe to the channel. If you got value out of the video, like the video. Appreciate you guys being here. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.